easy.
100.7 WMMS.
216-578-1007. You want to join us live? Or 800-348-1007. 35192 to text me. Alan, I got my check today. $3,900, family of 5. There you go.
So 1 week's worth of toilet paper.
I'm on my last roll.
Yeah, last roll.
Last roll.
Why'd you wait so long?
I had 2 pack. Well, no, I had a pack when I moved, so I've been there about a month. So I had a 6-pack lasted me a month.
Yeah, but like when you get down to 3 rolls, you didn't...
But this big, I have the like double ones or whatever.
Oh,
this will last me probably a week.
So you're trying to humble brag that you take tiny poops?
Well, maybe.
She's got an easy, clean beehole.
No, but I have to go grocery shopping and stuff anyway, so I was kind of waiting to grab it when I go. So I'm just hoping that there's at least one little 4-pack or something for me.
Nice clean butthole.
No, good to know.
I found my last one at a CVS.
Mm-hmm.
They had a little stockpile.
Well,
yeah,
and
most places have it back in stock now.
Yeah.
There, you can just use one of their receipts.
Yes.
If they're out of toilet paper. That should last you probably a month, too.
2 months, yeah.
I've got another $1,000 for you in about 7 or 8 minutes, closer to 4:30. A chance for you to pay some bills or just do something with $1,000. If you want to use the Alan Cox Show After Hours line, if you're not able to join us live, you can always use that. Drop us a message or whatever, 216-986-8903.
Hey, Alan, I don't know if this has been discussed on the show or not yet, but something triggered me the other day when I was listening to the podcast to go back to a show on January 6th that you guys did. It was the first show you guys did coming back from your 2-week-long break. And I want to read you a few quotes here from you that you said in the beginning of the show. The first one is, my prediction is I really think this year is going to be just awful in every possible capacity. It's just going to be a nightmare. My thoughts on this, we're going into what will probably be a nightmare year, so I'm looking forward to 2021 already. So, Alan, I fully blame you for this coronavirus.
Yeah, I did.
I think about that all the time. I remember that.
Pre-coronavirus, I said
that.
that this, everybody's like, hey, 2020. I go, nope.
It was the day we
It's
came
going to
back
be a
from the
nightmare
show.
year. Well, according to that guy, yes.
Yeah, I remember that. And I was like, damn it, he was right on the money. Coxradamus.
I think I was like, nope, I'm on set to do. When all of this started, like end of February, and we were starting to hear about it, I only had like 9 open weekends for the rest of the year for stand-up. Like, I was on track to kill it in stand-up this year. So when you were like, oh, it's going to be, I'm like, no way. I'm going here. I'm going to Boston. I'm going to California. I'm going to LA for the first time.
He was like, look at all what has happened just in like the week that we were gone. Because we were still on break. He was like, I mean, we had that almost war, World War III.
Yeah.
And then what else happened that just like sparked that? But just a bunch of crap. And he was like, I'm not looking forward to it. And I still think about that while I'm pooping. So thanks, Alan.
Hey, thank you for thinking of me while you're pooping, while you're vacating your bowels.
I think about
appreciate
that statement.
Hey, listen, Coxradamus remains buried in the sands of Jamaica. Nevertheless, my prognostication skills are second to none. It kind of makes you wonder if I knew something that nobody else knew.
Did you?
No.
Why didn't you warn us?
Because, Bill, we are Octothorpe alone together.
He just had a hunch.
I did. I had a full-on hunch.
Well,
Notre Dame
good job,
over here.
I guess. Good job. Way to go.
Thank you, I guess.
Has been terrible.
Yeah, it has.
My girlfriend was nearly in tears yesterday because Fish officially canceled their shows. And she's a big
Fish?
fan of Fish. Yeah, she's a
Come
big
on.
fan
She's a
of
fish head.
Yeah, she's all in on Fish. And she was super
Is that what they're
bummed
called?
out.
Fish heads?
I have no idea. Don't know.
She's a real gill. Gilly.
She's into the Gill gang.
The gill gang.
Fish. All right, well, yeah, that's a bummer, right? I mean, Foo Fighters, they rescheduled their Romo Fijo show for October the 3rd. That might be far enough away, but I just can't see them filling the Romo Fijo in October.
Well, it was that, and then also that report that we talked about, I think Monday or last week, about how concerts will be like the last thing to come back, and it might be 18 months before there are
Next
anything
summer.
like that.
Yeah.
And that got her real bummed out.
Fall of 2021. It got a lot of people bummed out.
She's a huge live music person, man. That's what
Well,
she
it's also
does.
how she makes her living too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she works at House of Blues, so it's hitting her double.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that are just really. I mean, I feel really lucky having gone through like it hasn't been bad, and like knock on wood, hopefully it won't get horrible or anything like that. But I've lost out on some income, but really that's it.
I can't help but think, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have a lease. Like, my car's paid off. I don't know what it would have been like if I did live somewhere. Because, I mean, after my roommates left, like when they were doing travel nursing, I was like, oh, maybe I will get an apartment by myself. Maybe I will do that. I'm so glad I didn't. I don't know what I thought, but
It's always good to live below your means.
I live way below my means.
That's
No,
good,
it's good,
though.
though. Yeah.
Always.
Buy
It's
a
never,
bed.
it's never going to screw you living below
I
your
would live
means.
way below my means.
But yeah, buy yourself a bed. You have to treat yourself a little bit.
Splurge. Treat yourself.
If I make-
Splurge on a bed.
If I make $1.50 an hour, which is pretty much close to what I make now, I'm spending probably like 25 cents, 50 of it on like Uber
I don't
Eats,
believe
and that's
that.
about it.
$1.50 an hour? That seems to be sub minimum wage. Unless you mean on this show, in which case we are
that's what I mean.
overpaying you. All right. $1.50 an hour.
But you get Uber Eats every single
Plus
day.
tips.
That's what I'm saying. So you're
We give them
probably
tips all the time.
Yeah.
Buy yourself a bed.
Food is my luxury. That is the only thing I'm treating myself to now, because I don't do really anything else. I never really was like a gym, whatever. I wasn't a gym guy.
Have you had to dip into your savings yet?
No, I don't touch my savings, but like I'm living off the money that I make.
You still have 2 jobs too, though. So
That's what
your
I'm
life
saying.
hasn't changed.
Yeah, and I live in a room I live in a bedroom in a house full of
Yeah,
gays.
and you have like cheap rent. Yeah, you live below your means, which is smart. Like you said, it's a good thing.
And it's like, I need new tires, but I'm like, bitch, please don't let me have a blowout because I don't want to pay for new ones.
Get your is your tire hookup still working?
My tire hook? Oh, yeah. I don't
tires?
know.
Hood
I don't know.
tires?
I haven't been there. I don't know. I would be.
You said they're like $15. Just get some new tires.
I know that, but that's all the way out in Lorraine, and I have to drive all the way out there. And yeah, I don't know if they break down, then I would have no choice. I guess.
Is gas still cheap? Because I haven't had to get gas in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
cheap.
this
I got
is
gas yesterday.
this is about to be the first time that my oil change sticker has ever been right. Because normally I'm driving so much, I'm getting oil changes literally like once a month. I'm getting oil changes. And this sticker says May 20th. And I'm like 700 miles away from needing it. And I'm like, this might be a record that this thing has ever been. It's usually like 4 or 5 months off. And I looked up, I'm like, oh my God.
You follow the sticker?
Well, I don't remember every 30,000 miles. I'm not going to remember when the
Most
last
cars
You do it
don't
every
need 'em at
30,000
that.
miles?
or every 6,000, whatever.
30,000.
Well, no, they want you to come in every 3,000
I think
miles.
mine's like
Most
5.
cars don't. Yeah,
you don't
check
need
the
it.
manual.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm almost positive it's
And
5. But
especially
either way.
if you're going with like the high viscosity, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. But there's
Castrol.
the Castrol, but like
I know what you're talking about. It's like $80.
yeah, it's that kind.
But you got to think too, man. I was driving
No, I know.
so much, so I would
Yeah.
rather err on the side of caution and get them more frequently. If I'm
understand.
driving to Minnesota and back, I'm not gonna be like, I can push it another 3,000. Like
My car
I'm
has
not
a
gonna
thing
do
that tells me what percentage of oil life I have left.
Yeah, mine too.
Mine will pop up and it'll say like service in 893 miles.
There you go.
All your
So-
little fancy cars.
Synthetic. Like the full synthetic
Yeah,
is the
that's
best
what I
thing to
get.
put in.
Alan Bill is spreading misinformation. Fish summer tour has not been canceled. It has been canceled. I saw that 3 weeks ago that Fish canceled. Trey Anastasio goes, we're not going out in the summertime.
You guys are spreading misinformation saying that Surviving R. Kelly was on Netflix.
That's on too.
that's
Everybody's
on. I
hitting me
found
up
it.
going,
I
it's
found
on
it.
there.
I told you to look at Twitter.
I did look at Twitter, but I couldn't find it.
it like
Your
had
eyes
the
were, your
update. It's
eyes
on
were
there.
glazed over with enjoyment from thinking about R. Kelly and Chipotle steam.
Ah, man, I
Couldn't
went in there,
see it.
I typed it in. I was like, one season.
I got $1,000 here for you, okay? Once an hour, just about all day long, a chance for you to grab some dough. So I hope you can put it to good use. And good luck.
Rover's Morning Glory wants to help with a chance at $1,000. We have your shot at $1,000 right now. Text the nationwide keyword CASH, C-A-S-H, to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's CASH to 200-200. Good luck from 100.7 WMMS.
Anybody see that Trump presser yesterday?
Oh, man, that was
He
ridiculous.
lost his shrimp yesterday. All these organizations that are sending reporters should just send their female reporters because he gets so utterly flustered because he has no answers. And these women from these news organizations just press him and press him and press him. This girl, Paula Reed from CBS, just asking questions when he's trying all this nonsense. She's like, what did you do in February? It was a lost month for you guys. What did you do? He's like, excuse me. She's like, what did you do?
Enough. Did you see that?
That you bought. The argument is that you bought yourself some time and you didn't use it to prepare hospitals. You didn't use it to ramp up testing. Right now, nearly 20 million
you're so
people
disgraceful.
are unemployed.
It's so
You're
the way-
so disgraceful.
Yeah,
She's disgraceful.
The way
Right.
he goes into that mode where he starts attacking people rather than answering the questions is one of the most telling signs that he doesn't know what's going on and that he knows he's wrong.
Listen, this guy, he spent the last 3 years blathering and bluffing and bullying for a job for which he is utterly inaccurate. And so, sooner or later, everybody gets a test. And you can't BS your way out of it. And that has overwhelmed him, right? So
Yeah.
He failed. He is failing. He'll continue to fail. And we're all paying for it.
And there'll still
but
be-
this Paula Reed, boy,
And there'll still be the supporters that be like, no, he's doing a great job. He's handling it the best he can. Nobody would have handled it better. And those people are delusional. So
no,
just
but you know what
understand that
though?
about them.
I don't think even those people fall for it. I
think they do.
I think
There's
they're.
some.
I think they're playing along because they can't accept the alternative, which is to admit that it was dumb and bad to vote for him in the first place. I think that's what it is. I don't think anybody buys this. You're seeing it everywhere. Every one of the 50 states now has deaths from this.
Right.
Right? So even if you're a supporter of his, no one is saying he's doing a great. I don't care who you are.
But all right, so whatever they are, they're still not going to admit it outwardly.
Well, right. They're not. I mean, they're still with him.
And they're going to still
disgraceful the way you
support
said
him.
it. Let me just listen. I just went over it.
Or this rant supposed to make people feel
I just went
confident
over
in
it.
an unprecedented crisis.
Nobody thought we should do it, and when I did it,
But what did you do with the time that you bought?
you know
The
we
month
did.
of February. That
You know what we
video
did?
was a gap.
What do
The
you
entire
do?
month of February.
What do you do when you have no case in the whole United States?
You had cases
When
in February.
excuse me, you reported it. 0 cases, 0 deaths on January 17th.
January, February, the entire
January,
month of
I said in
February. Your video
January.
has a complete gap.
On
Month of
January
February.
30th.
What did your administration do in February with the time that your travel ban bought
A
you?
lot.
By the way, they're not even dicking around on the at the bottom of the screen now on cable news. On the Chiron, where it tells you what they're doing.
Yeah.
It just says Trump refuses to accept
Yeah.
revisionist history or whatever.
A lot. And in fact, we'll give you a list. What we did, in fact, part of it was up there. We
Oh, you should see that list they put out today, by the way. Woo.
did a lot. Look.
If people know what you did, by the way, you don't have to put out a list. If you got a list for people what you did, it's because there's no visual evidence of it.
It's like when you tell your kid they have to clean your room, and then you walk in and you're like, "What did you do?" And they're like, "I moved the Kleenex box to the right, and I picked up that penny you were yelling about." You're like, "Dude, you didn't do anything."
Yeah, but my mom was always yelling about that penny.
You know?
That triggers me.
You know you're a fake. You know that. Your whole network, the way you cover it, is fake. And most of you, and not all of you, but the people are wise to you. That's why you have a lower approval rating than you've ever had before. Times.
Well, he just keeps playing the greatest hits. You're fake.
I'm
That's
like,
what he does,
I
yeah.
don't even want to listen to it.
It's like, Mr. President, do you notice that we're all sitting 6 feet away from each other here in the press room?
No mask,
Probably
though.
3.
What do you believe
And when you ask me that question, let me ask you this: why did Biden apologize? Why did he write a letter of apology? No, that's very important.
I don't care about Joe Biden, sir.
She said the people of America. She's like, nobody cares, man. Like, everybody, answer the question.
And then he whipped out a video or something of like.
It was a campaign video.
Oh man, it's
Pretty
weird.
much patting himself on the back.
Why did the Democrats think that I acted too quickly? You know why?
Anyway, it goes. She's like, sir, no one care. What are you talking about? What? So yeah, he flipped out, boy.
I better get used to it, and it's gonna be another 4 years, at least.
Do you know what scares me? Is that they're going to push the election back. That they're just not even going to have it. Well, no, what I'm saying is that they're going to be like, oh, people can't come out and vote responsibly.
Well, that's why he
People
wants to
can't-
kill the post
I mean?
office, because if you can't vote by mail. But it kind of screwed him in Wisconsin. They thought that they were really getting one over in Wisconsin, but they ended up, the Democrat judge ended up beating the other guy, and that's why they were trying to make people go out and vote, because they didn't want people voting by mail.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
What's going on, John?
Hey, I'm just wondering, has Donald Trump done anything right in 3.5 years?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, you don't have enough time for that. But I'm just.
Well, give me one, John. Give me one.
This virus. Okay, how is your tax? Have you talked to one of your? How much are you paying in tax in the last 3 years?
I pay a lot of money in taxes, John.
Okay, is that well?
Well, by the way, let's tell you what, John. Do you think he's done anything right in the midst of this coronavirus thing?
He hasn't done anything wrong.
That's not what I asked.
Okay.
What did he do right?
What do you mean? He's saved thousands and thousands of lives.
How so?
Well, let's see.
Because he said if we lose 200,000, that's going to be a great job.
It could have been.
No, we don't know yet. It might be. It might be, John.
What were the projections from the scientists? 2 million. 2 million would have died. Are you blaming? Was it China's fault, or is that xenophobia to say China caused the problem?
Well, nobody's saying that he caused the problem, but he exacerbated it unnecessarily.
I'm wondering what the mayor of New York said when he told everybody to go out. Now there are 10,000 dead.
Yeah, they didn't do that, John. Listen.
Is that right?
Yeah. Imagine if Obama had said, when someone is president, their authority is total. You guys would have lost your goddamn minds. You'd be in the streets with pitchforks and torches, and there'd be 24-hour impeachment trials. Just imagine if that were the case in an alternate universe, John.
Let's go back and see what President Lincoln did during the Civil War.
You don't even know what Lincoln did during the Civil War, John, so let's not relitigate the Civil War.
Oh, okay.
Your boy is constitutionally illiterate. He passed the limits of his competence and his knowledge 100 miles back. And you know it. We have been supremely unlucky to have this guy in charge right now. You know it, John.
So horrible.
You know it.
Life is so horrible.
What do you do for a living, John?
For some people it is.
I'm a social worker.
You're a social worker, so you can't tell me that your life hasn't changed, John. What do you tell people who are what do you tell people who are looking for help from you as a social worker? You tell them all this that you're telling me?
Get a job.
What do you tell them?
No. Tell Ed McMahon to be quiet in the background there.
What? Ed McMahon. Again, a fantastic reference. What do you tell your clients, John, or patients or whatever? Huh?
Yeah, whatever. So you have to have a college degree.
But John, you're a social worker.
You have to have a college degree to what?
To do that kind of work.
To be Ed McMahon?
No. Oh. Ed McMahon is what you got on the line with you, because if they don't agree with you, you fire them. So
I don't even know what he's talking about. So right, John. John, so what do you tell, if you're a social worker, what do you tell people who require your expertise when it comes to how their lives are changing?
How are their lives changing? They're temporarily out of work for a little while?
A little while, man. People have no income for over a month.
And so what do you tell them?
Okay. So, you guys are supposed to be funny, but the definition of funny is to make people laugh. So are you making anybody laugh, telling Trump jokes every day?
John, you are making more people laugh right now than you can possibly imagine. And for that, I thank you, because it is fantastic. But you do know the reality of the situation.
And that is?
Well, that your boy has profoundly failed in his primary role, which is to keep the United States safe.
Right, because it's a pandemic, which means it goes more than 3 continents. I wonder if you knew what that
Right, but John,
was.
no one's
You
saying
always
that
said
he
it's a sorry
created
thing.
it, but it is his job to make sure that we were prepared to deal with it and then to react quickly when it did happen. And he didn't do any of those things.
And he didn't?
No.
Did you get a check in the mail this week?
No, I don't get those checks, John.
I did.
Did you get a check?
I sure did.
Well, I'm not going to get. What does that have to do with anything?
He's helping me out.
Because of a problem that he created, John, by not doing anything.
Oh, he didn't do a darn thing, did he?
John, do you know what it cost to get rid of the pandemic response when he first took office? Do you know how much money he thought he... Do you know by getting rid of all that how much money he thought he'd save?
Oh, you're one of those guys that thinks he's fired his whole pandemic.
He'd save 200... Well, because he did, but $282 million, John, is what he wanted to save by getting rid of all that. And now he's spending $3 trillion. So that's what you call a bad return on investment.
Oh, he voted for that.
Well, he's in charge. He's the guy,
How
right?
is he in charge?
He's the president of the United States, John. All right, listen, John, I appreciate the call. I like a good Ed McMahon reference anytime I can get one in. And thank you. There's John in Lakewood. I've got to take a break. If you want to get a text in, please do. 35192, AlanCoxShow.com for everything else.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeart